Some things have been said by Rachel Lamb, most recently on a podcast. And so before I get to what she said, I want to confirm with you that you had been given so much respect from Marcus Lamb. He, in the midst of seeing what we're now seeing is a very dysfunctional family. It appears that in letters that you were copied to even, he spoke of this dysfunction in the family, jealousies between the siblings. He was quite concerned about it. He felt that even years before there was the situation with Pete at the beach house and the concerns about the SA, it did seem that the kids were a problem and he wanted help for them. And would you say, and tell me in your own words, how Mr. Marcus Lamb wanted healing for his family and enlisted your help?
Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the truth behind some of the most shocking events in the religious world. Today, we have a story that shakes the foundation of one of the biggest Christian broadcasting networks, Daystar. Denise Bogs has just revealed shocking details about the Daystar scandal, exposing Rachel Lamb's deception regarding her husband Pete's supposed exoneration. Denise claims she was pressured and manipulated into clearing Pete of serious allegations, a truth she refused to compromise. In this video, we'll break down the lies, manipulation, and how Denise Bogs is standing firm for the truth. Let's dive in. Daystar Television Network has long been a beacon of Christian broadcasting. However, recent allegations have rocked its very foundation. At the heart of this controversy is Rachel Lamb, who is accused of twisting the truth to protect her husband, Pete. But Denise Bogs, a trusted family counselor, has come forward with revelations that might change everything. This isn't just a family dispute, this is a web of deception that goes deep. To understand how we got here, let's take a step back and look at how Denise Bogs became the voice of truth in this chaotic situation.
Some things have been said by Rachel Lamb, most recently on a podcast. And so before I get to what she said, I want to confirm with you that you had been given so much respect from Marcus Lamb. He, in the midst of seeing what we're now seeing is a very dysfunctional family. It appears that in letters that you were copied to even, he spoke of this dysfunction in the family, jealousies between the siblings. He was quite concerned about it. He felt that even years before there was the situation with Pete at the beach house and the concerns about the SA, it did seem that the kids were a problem and he wanted help for them. And would you say, and tell me in your own words, how Mr. Marcus Lamb wanted healing for his family and enlisted your help?
Denise Bogs was brought into the Lamb family by none other than Marcus Lamb himself. Marcus saw deep dysfunction within his family's sibling rivalries, jealousy, and power struggles that threatened the very core of their ministry. Denise was tasked with addressing these issues, and through her work, she uncovered a troubling pattern. Rachel Lamb's ambition to lead Daystar at all costs fueled much of the dysfunction we see today. Marcus wanted healing for his family, but as we'll see, not everyone was ready to face the truth.
Yes, his heart was truly for his family to be healed. He knew that there was a lot of tension, a lot of jealousy, competition, all of that going on. And so when he asked me to come, he said that he wanted me to meet with each one individually and just to hear their heart. If what are they holding on to? Why is all of this jealousy here? And so I did. I worked with each one individually.
One of Rachel Lamb's most significant claims is that Pete was fully exonerated after a single session with Debbie Lenhart, a licensed professional counselor. That sounds definitive, right? Well, Denise Bogs tells a very different story. According to Denise, Rachel's version of events is far from the truth. When Pete and his wife met with Debbie Lenhart in August 2021, they sought clarity on the allegations against him. However, Denise makes it clear that no formal exoneration ever took place. What's even more concerning is that Pete barely answered any questions during the session. Instead, Rachel repeatedly stepped in to answer for him, preventing any real assessment from taking place.
Okay, so validation. Pete is exonerated. On August 2021, Pete and his wife met with Debbie Lenhart, LFC, a forensic child psychologist, to continue their thorough professional response to the allegations, seeking clarification to ensure the process adhered to professional guidelines. Pete's wife asked Debbie Bogs if, can you go to the next page, please? And I'm not sure exactly what she asked there because I can't see it on this, so I'm going to try to pull that up in just a moment because I have the original. So in the meeting, Debbie said none of this would hold up in a court of law, and I'm assuming that she would say this incident by itself with what's happened would need further examination. Now, because Rachel's put this out there, could you confirm if you remember that being said?
No.
You don't remember that being said?
No.
Very interesting. Thank you. You don't remember that being said. And it was her conclusion that this was nothing more than a big family mess. Now, Rachel goes on to say that, so nothing more than a big family mess fueled by years of jealousy, competition, lack of relationship. And that seems to me, Miss Denise, that goes to our former conversation, that there was these jealousies that were in the family, and that Miss Debbie was acknowledging that there's a long history of jealousy, competition, and relationship trouble. Okay.
Yes.
After hours of meeting, so this seems like this was a long meeting. Denise walked Debbie to her car where they had a conversation. Can you remember doing that?
Oh, yes, I remember clearly. Yes.
Okay, very good. So we're all good so far. Some things that are not really, in your memory of what was said, but you did walk her to her car. When Denise walked in, and I think she's saying that after you returned from the conversation with Debbie, when Denise walked in, she let Pete and his wife know she had exonerated Pete. Did you say those words?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Denise recalls a critical moment after the session when she walked Debbie Lenhart to her car. It was there that Debbie confided in her she hadn't even been able to conduct a proper evaluation because Pete refused to engage. Every time a question was asked, Rachel answered on his behalf. This raises a critical question. Why would Pete avoid answering if he had nothing to hide? And why would Rachel feel the need to control the conversation? After the session, Pete and his wife wasted no time in spreading a false narrative. They claimed that Pete had been fully exonerated despite Denise's clear warning that nothing had been settled. Even more shocking, Pete's wife immediately texted Marcus Lamb, telling him that Pete had been cleared. Marcus, trusting the information he was given, responded with relief. But Denise, who was unaware of this message at the time, was stunned when she later discovered the false claims being spread. This wasn't just a misunderstanding, it was a deliberate effort to control the narrative and mislead both their family and the public.
Very good. And we'll go back to her, Rachel's analysis of these events. So when Denise walked in, she let Pete and his wife know that they were exonerated, and you absolutely say that word was not used, and you did not do that. So Pete and his wife were glad to hear it. She couldn't wait to put all of this behind them. Pete's wife immediately texted Marcus saying the child, which he responded fantastic. I think that text is, and we'll try to get these better texts, I think, put up here, which he responded fantastic. Pete's wife replied saying she's got a ton of degrees, lots of experience. Marcus responded, excellent. I know that is such a relief for both of you to have that kind of validation. To which Pete's wife replies saying, so now we have done literally everything everyone has asked. It's a relief. But we were both confident in the outcome because there is nothing to hide. Then Marcus replied saying, I agree. Just don't contact the other four about it, as of course Denise needs to be your defender. References about it on social media. Marcus knew in order for the family to accept these findings, they could only be communicated by Denise and not anyone else. And so you wouldn't know what Marcus said, but it is fair for you to speak to the fact that you were a very trusted member of the Lamb family who loved them.
Denise Bogs has now made it clear there was no exoneration. Debbie Lenhart herself confirmed that Pete dodged questions and failed to provide clear answers. Yet Rachel and Pete moved forward with their deception, using false claims to shield themselves from accountability. The question remains, why go to such lengths to hide the truth? What else has been covered up within the Daystar organization?
Yes, absolutely. Of course, we know the wife was very upset, and that's why she was anxious and answering questions in the session. But I had no idea that by me trying to kind of calm them down a little bit and tell them what's to come, that she was, I guess, thinking, oh, everything's okay. And then she goes and texts Marcus. I had no idea she'd text Marcus. I had no idea that she had text. And even when they were ready to leave, I stood there with both of them and I said, now, you know, nothing was settled here. Nothing. So I even said it again. So I had no idea that the text had been sent, actually, until I read this.
Right. You didn't know about any of that.
Yeah, I didn't know. And so, so here's where the cover-up is. Do you see that?
What do you think? Was this a desperate attempt to avoid accountability, or something even more calculated? The truth is coming out, piece by piece. In our next video, we'll dive even deeper into the lies, manipulations, and shocking patterns of behavior that Rachel Lamb has tried to keep hidden. You won't want to miss it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe as we continue to uncover the truth. Until next time, stay strong in faith and truth.